Thanks for the introduction, and thanks everybody to coming in to hear where ROX is at today. We've had a big change in the last few months. Last week we did a placement, we pulled $40 million into the business, and the one thing that's done now is put us on the path to development. So we are now in a position where we're going to start developing the UME Gold Project. So where are we, where we come from over the last few months and couple of years? We've been an emerging high-grade gold developer. We're now in that stage where we're going to go and take that position up. We've got a very high-grade resource. MRE came out January last year. Since then, significant drill programs have been put into the ground with a new MRE update due out in July of this year. Reserves released July last year, quite positive, and very high ounce per vertical metre ore system. The exploration upside, we've got 62 kilometres of strike down the UME shear zone. We've got Penny West sitting in the middle of it, and it's very untested ground, really only about 3 areas which have had much work done. So it's pretty exciting what we could get out of it. The PFS, again, very compelling financials, came out mid last year. Delivery and growth, that's where we've really been focusing all our attention on since I joined the business back in October. 35,000 metre drill program has just been completed a couple of weeks ago, still drilling on the ground at the moment, focusing mainly on the near mine targets and preparing for early dewatering works. By the end of this month, we should be dewatering from our main pit and the United North pits. Very well funded and a very highly results focused team. We've got 17.1 million cash in the bank as of 31st of March. We did a placement which was closed on Friday last week for 40 million, so we've got a bit over 55 million in the bank as of next Monday when it settles. We've refreshed and strengthened our board and also built a management team. And the key with all of that is we have a lot of mine development experience now within this business. Corporate overview, I'll speak to the pro forma side of it more. About 740 million shares on issue. Share price today is 34 cents. Our placement was done at 30 cents when we reopened on Monday. We did go back and we've been recovering as the week progresses. Market cap sits about $250 million and again, circa 55 million in the bank today. Share price growth has been pretty strong since I came to business back in October, and that's because we've really started taking this business on the path to get into production. Major shareholders, Hawke's Point Capital, they're a UK-based fund, very invested investor, part of the project and a very big supporter of what we want to do. They've also got prior history with Capricorn and Ora Banda with our last previous investments. Q Gold, very high net worth private individual from Queensland. When he came and had a look at the project, got a good understanding of it, took a large position in us late last year. Venus Metals are on the register as part of the acquisition of UME tenements. They had a 15% holding until early last year when they were allowed to start selling. They've been working their way down since, but that's still a strong support of what we want to do. Institutions, around that 22% holding now. That's been building over recent months. We've done a lot of work trying to get some more support in there, and we've been getting it. And retail high net worths are about a 44% holding. Analyst coverage, we've got Canaccord and Euros. Last research notes from both of them at spot price coming at about 60 cents, and those are available on our website. The team. So again, we've recently refreshed the board. Stephen Dennis, he's been with us for about 10 years. Very highly experienced industry executive, especially corporate governance, commercial sides of it all. Myself, I joined in October last year. I'm a mining engineer. My background came from 11.5 years at Westgold. The last 2.5 years of that, I was a COO working with Wayne Bramwell. We turned that business right around. I wanted to come in and develop a project for myself. I've spent the last 14 years building mines, restructuring operations, refurbishing mills, building teams and getting these things running well. And that's where ROX, I saw a great opportunity to come in and do that again, but do it from a leadership position. Dave Boyd, he joined in late February, I believe it was. He's a exploration geologist by background, highly experienced ex-Barrick guy. He's found assets and he's developed assets. Nathan Stoidis, he's a metallurgist. He came on when I joined the company. Very high respected met in the industry, loves the project. He's really excited to be building this mill next year. Management team, this is where we've spent a lot of time in the last few months building up to get the right guys in place to help us build this asset. Oliver Keane, my GM of operations, he's built mines for me before. He commenced the Andy Well project for Dore and he commenced King of the Hills for Red 5, so he knows what's needed to be done to get this thing off the ground. Dan Marchese, study manager, he's been doing this for a long time. He produced a PFS for you and me. It's a great study, and he's doing a DFS right now. Andy, our exploration manager, he's here in our booth with us this week. Highly experienced exploration geologist and a mine geologist. So again, he's the one who's coming here to build this asset and then develop this asset with us. Greg Hoskins, CFO, he joined in February. Again, highly experienced industry executive through Base and through OreCorp. He's done debt work, he's done commercial negotiations, and he's taken mines from development through to life cycle. So again, just emphasising, we have a team of mine builders. There's not too many in the junior space that have actually got everybody in the business that's required to build a mining operation. Environmentally, we've got an experienced guy there as well, and he's working through the processes at the moment. So in terms of us, where are we? UMA Gold Project, it's in the central Yilgarn, Western Australia. High-grade historical producer, 670,000 ounces of 5.4 grams a tonne. Ramelius is Penny West mine, as mentioned before. It's right in the middle of our tenement package. We're about 150 kilometres from the Mount Magnet Processing Centre. Our PFS. So again, this came out July last year. Very strong metrics. 2.3 million ounces in a resource at 4.4 grams a tonne. Noting, and a point I'll keep pushing, 46,000 metres of drilling has been put in this, and we'll go into the next update. The mine plan was 850,000 ounces at 4.5, reserves 550,000 ounces at 4.4. That was the first phase of drilling which has been put on, 11,000 metres, getting that conversion up. That was completed late last year. Overall project on a PFS, again, 750,000 tonne per annum processing plant, circa 8 years of production, a bit over 100,000 ounces a year at low to mid-90s in recoveries. The gold prices used in the study was based on $3,100 Australian per ounce. Today's gold price is still sitting up in the 5,200 range. So there's a massive margin difference there. All-in sustaining costs, about $1,700 an ounce. Free cash flow, again, it doesn't take much maths to figure out it's closer to $2.5 billion pre-tax, with an NPV at about $1.5 billion. Very impressive metrics. Payback period is getting down towards 1 year. Rate of returns are over 100%. The mineral resource, so again, January last year this was released. It's the one thing I really liked when I first started looking at the project, looking for where I wanted to go in and be in the next developer. The top 400 vertical metres of the ore system averages 4,000 ounces per vertical metre, and that's still limited by drilling. It's a very rich ore body. As we go down depth, we're still sitting at around 2,000 ounces of vertical metre. So if you go back to the old metrics, it used to be 1,000 OVMs was a good mine. These days you can mine mines down to 300 to 400 OVMs. So this has got a very strong base to come from. The ore reserves, the mine plan, it's based having 3 declines. The one on the left is United North. You've got the central one, the UMA Main, and then the one on the right of the image is the Pollard decline. UMA Main does have an existing decline. Again, historical producer, last mined in the 1990s. Goes just under 600 metres below surface. We will make use of that infrastructure. We'll strip that decline, get it out to modern day sizes. But to start with, the intention is to get out to United North and out to Pollard and bring those areas into production first. Our drilling. So again, we did an 11,000 metre campaign that was focused on infill drilling and met test work. That was completed in November. Andy joined me back in October. We pretty quickly got about planning our next drill campaign. That was the 35,000 metre step-up program. This program is really focusing on trying to understand what we can get out of this ore body in the shallow areas to make sure we've got a mill which is going to be optimal for this project to at least get the construction underway. PFS 750, we're looking towards that 1 million tonne per annum run rate. Highly successful program. We closed a few of the gaps in the ore body. So between Pollard and UMA Main, we found a prospect area. It's a fantastic high-grade shoot, another 100, 120 metres of strike extent potentially sitting in this ore body. UMA Main, the north side, so the left side of this image, a lot of work going in there to really close that gap. So going back to the resource image, that was one of the blue zones, very under-drilled. We've now got a lot of holes in there, confirming we've got the high-grade extensions. And again, this is potentially another 100, 150 metres of strike. United North, the left-hand side image down the bottom, extensions down there again, focusing on those high-grade shoots. We're confirming that they still exist. And some quite wide intersections have been found through there as well, up to around 20 metres thick. That event was completed on the 20th of April. Since then, we are still running 2 diamond drill rigs on site at the moment, and they're now working on filling these gaps along with some geotechnical programs. Regional projects. So along with the exploration targets in the last one, we've got some near mine targets, particularly in Paddy's, which hasn't really been drilled much in the last year, but it's now going to be a focus going forward. And reminding, we've got a 62-kilometre strike in UME shear, Penny West right in the middle, completely different mineralisation type to the UME system up to the north end. Near Penny West, we've got Currans, again, another different type of mineralisation with high-grade gold, which has been identified, and we'll be following that up with some diamond holes in the near future. Outside of that, it's all relatively untouched ground. A lot of the Murchison is very underexplored. Unless it was an old mine, there's not much drilling which has made it down to the fresh rock. So the potential we have, 3 different mineralisation systems already known, to expand on that is pretty high. And the indicative pathway to production. This is what the business is running to. This is what our plan is, and this is what really shows the intended news flow to the investment world. We are now funded to get a lot of this work done. We did a placement back in November last year, and that funded our drilling and our DFS program. We're now funded to start the early works to go into mine construction. We'll be drilling for at least the next couple of quarters. We've got plans in place for that. The resource definition drilling has been completed. That goes into the MRE update, which is underway now. That's expected to hit the markets in mid-July. From there, we'll do a mine plan update, going through to the mine reserves, and a DFS which will be released around November this year. Metallurgy-wise, comminution flotation test work's been completed. Quite positive results there. We're working on some announcements to come out to the markets in the coming weeks. Albium test work, we do need an oxidation process. That is underway now under Glencore's watch at the core laboratories up in Brisbane. We'll have results from that coming out probably in late July, and we'll release those to the markets pretty quick after that. In terms of design work, we've awarded contracts for the tailings storage facility design, mine geotechnical, hydrological studies, and the process plant design. Highly experienced teams, all been part of the project in some way so far. No concerns on delivery on the time frame. From that, with the recent funding, we'll actually go straight into construction drawings just to speed up that build process going on the plant. Approvals-wise, UME project sits on granted mining tenements, so we're all M leases. Historical operations have been across all of our tenement package, so we're not expecting any headwinds in the approvals process to actually get this operation started. Clearing permits have been lodged for the overall project. They are expected to be completed just after the middle of the year. Dewatering permitting, we've got our evaporation ponds fully permitted. Northern pits we should have in the coming weeks, and we'll be putting our mining proposals to start mining in within the next few weeks. We've got a few months approvals required for that. TSF will take a bit longer, it's a large process, but not expecting any issues there. We're going to be abutting the historical tailings dam that was last used in the late 90s. Dewatering wise, pipes are laid, permits are mostly in place. We should have the pumps turning on by the end of this month, and that'll be from the main pit and from the United North pit, allowing early access with exploration declines in the last quarter of this calendar year. And that leads into the last point, site works. We'll be doing some camp expansions, office builds, and commencing mining late this calendar year. Met test work. So again, DFS works advancing on that front. Comminution flotation completed. Albium test work underway. Albium is there to really release the gold associated with the arsenopyrite, about 20% of it. It's quite a simple process. Test work has been done early last year. It was released to the market. It works for this ore body, so we've got great confidence that it's going to work for us. Dewatering, expansive evap ponds. And again, these will have water going into them, all going well, by the end of this month. And that comes to where we are today, our next steps. So again, 35,000 metre drill campaign just completed, ahead of time, under budget. It's a great effort by the team there. We're continuing to drill, MRE due in July. Progressing in DFS, met test work, major contracts are all out. Keep on going into permitting. Project financing, we've got Bernvoir appointed as a debt advisor. They're pretty excited, and so are a lot of the banks. Placement has just been done, and that really sets the foundation to get this project underway and de-risked, and delivery of this study, along with starting all these early works programs. I'm out of time, so thanks for listening. come see us at booth 66 if you want more information. Thank you.